Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, March the 15th. And yes, it's been over a month since I've been able to do one of these videos. I think it's ironic the last video was entitled When Life Gets Too Busy. And, that's exactly where I was at for sure. So, but that's no excuse. It's easy to fall into that trap just as I was falling into that trap. And so that's why last night I brought it up. And I'm glad you guys shared the feedback that you did. So thank you. This is actually really important, I think, for me and my sobriety because I get to share my experience, strength, and hope with others. And so anyway, here we are, and I'm glad to be back talking to you guys. Last night we talked about step one, and we had the new guy in the room, right? And so step one is the linchpin, if you will, for me. Ironically, for me, whenever I came into the room, I had already done step one. I had already reached that point of desperation, that I'd received that gift of desperation before I came into the rooms. I had tried everything to stop drinking. You may have tried everything to stop drinking or to stop drugging. And regardless of why you're here or how you got here, you're here now. Whether it was a judge who, the nudge from the judge is what they say, whether it was a judge, a family member, or even yourself. Maybe this is, you told yourself, I've got to do this. You've been given an opportunity to turn things around. And the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, for me, worked brilliantly. But it started with that first step. And like I said, I had already taken that first step long before I came into the rooms. I had tried everything. I had tried to switch my brand of whiskey. I had tried to limit my drinking hours. I had tried to limit my drinking location. I had tried everything possible to rein in my drinking. It was out of control. And even to the point where, I still fully believe I was just a heartbeat away from eternity. And so I tried everything, and I had finally reached that point where I had just given up, and I had, I guess, resolved it in my mind that this is how I was going to die: a fat, out of shape, no good, rotten, drunk. And that was it. That's where I was going to die. That's how I was going to die. And I had resolved it. I remember praying to God, just, go ahead and take me now. You're just allowing this to endure, this agony to endure. So, and that was before I came into the rooms. I'd heard about AA. I'd heard about all this Mahamba Jamba stuff that they talked about. I'd even been to AA rooms before, and they would bring up God, and I was out, man. See ya. You might have been into AA rooms before, and you got these people standing up screaming at you saying, if you don't do it my way, then you're going to fail. That's bullshit. Bullshit. And I will call bullshit. There's the only way you need to go is by following those 12 steps. That's it. That's it. Not by the way I tell you to, not by the way anybody else tells you to, but by the way you feel guided and led in your spirit and in your heart to follow those 12 steps. Don't, if somebody tells you that their way is the only way, you need to get the fuck away from them quickly. I remember I've had guys tell me that they've gone in the rooms before, and they're going in looking for answers, just as I was. I'd already tried everything, so there was no answer at all in my mind. But this AA thing, might as well go ahead and give it a good old-fashioned college try. That was my thought, right? So I'd already admitted I was powerless. I'd already admitted that I was hopeless. I'd already resolved it in my mind that I was going to die drunk. I was there. So I really had no expectations coming into the rooms. I had none, because I'd already tried everything. I was Mr. Logical, Mr. Rational, Mr. Disciplined in my mind. I thought I was. And I'd already tried everything. And there was absolutely God wasn't helping me. There was no other alternative for my drinking. And so when I came into the rooms, I'd already admitted that I was powerless over my alcohol, over my addiction. And that may be the point where you're at. If so, welcome. I'm encouraged to know that you're here and that you're at this point. Find yourself a sponsor. Find yourself someone who understands the big book, who understands the steps and how they should, be interpreted based upon Bill and Bob's in the first 100, based upon what their original intent was. Don't get bogged down in all the bullshit, the trivial bullshit. The point you're at right now, again, it doesn't matter how you got here, but the point you're at right now is just temporary. If it's 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or whatever, that's a drop in the bucket for all the years when compared to all the years that you spent drinking or drugging. So again, I encourage you to stay the course. What you put into this program is exactly what you'll get out of it. But you have to make that choice. I can't make it for you. I can't tell you that you're powerless over your addiction. I can't. It's not for me to say. You have to come to that realization. Whether it was a nudge from the judge, or maybe a family member, a loved one, maybe you said, okay, it's time I make that decision. You have to decide whether or not you're powerless over your addiction. And if you are, if you can admit that, then you are ready for step 2. So anyway, guys, with that, I'll let you guys go. I love you guys. It was so good to see you guys last night. I really enjoyed it, and it was just, I don't know, it's just so spiritually refreshing for me to sit in a room with all of you guys like we do on Tuesday. So anyway, guys, I will let you go. I love you guys. If you need anything, just reach out. And remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.